Yeah, buddy. Here we go. It's Friday night. Welcome to Duct Tape Dynasty. I am the Duct Tape Dude.
I'm the dude.
And this is week 23 now of our NFL podcast broadcast. I can't believe we've been going for that long. We haven't missed a week yet. And as cool as it is that it's week 23, it's a sad day that it's week 23 because that means that this weekend's game, well, it's bittersweet, I guess I should say. This weekend's game is the Super Bowl, which I don't think we're allowed to say, it's copyrighted or something like that, so it's probably already been canceled. But nonetheless, it's the big game. It's the whatever you want to call it. And we are here. It is football time once again, one more time at least for this year. I'm excited about it, and I know the two guys that I've got scheduled to co-host with us, our two postseason co-hosts, are excited as well. But before we do that, before we bring them on and get this show started, this party started, do us a favor. If you're new here, minimize that screen. Hey, even if you're not new here, minimize that screen. Hit that like button, please. Hit that subscribe button if you are new here. Hit all those bells and whistles. It helps the algorithm and all the good stuff so that, the show gets pushed out and hopefully you guys like what you see and that way other people can find us as well. But I'm excited, man. Here we go. It is Friday night of Super Bowl 58. We are ready to go. Let me bring on our co-hosts. And, man, we were in true fashion. This is Duct Tape Dynasty fashion, as you guys saw. When we first came online, you noticed one of the cameras just had a box and there was nobody in it, and then all of a sudden I appeared. One of the cameras decided to crap out last minute because we were just throwing this thing together last second. Andrew has literally been in his apartment for about 13 seconds. Bully for about 15 seconds. But we are here, and, man, we are excited. Gentlemen, how are you? Let's start. Andrew, I'm going to let you breathe for just a second because I know you just sat down. Bully, how you been? How's your week, brother?
Doing good. It's been a good week. Productive. I got a few things done. No complaints on this end. Just excited for the big game, really. I've been looking forward to this all week. Now we're doing the show. And Sunday, let's get ready.
Man, I love it. I tell you what, I love this show so much. It is so much fun. And when I say bittersweet, like I'm genuinely not just sad because it's like a double dose now. Not just sad that football's about to be over, but sad that, that's our main show. It's like this has been an absolute blast. Now we're going to have another show at the end, an awards show, a banquet, if you will, NFL honors. It'll be our DTD honors show. We'll do that. But, man, it's the big game, but it's the last game. Anyway, I'm excited. This has been so much fun, and we're going to keep going in the off season doing all sorts of things. So, Bully, your invite is forever extended. You are always welcome, and I hope you are. I know you're going to be back next year for the Pick'em, but I hope you are forever faithful to the Duct Tape Dynasty, man. We'll have you on for everything. Especially, we got to talk Sox baseball. Sorry, Andrew. We'll get to you. I'm letting you breathe, brother. Yeah. But, man, there's so much to talk about in the offseason of the NFL. We got Sox baseball. You got the basketball. We got March Madness. We got hockey. Holy cow. There's so much. So, yeah. Anyway, Andrew, okay, now you've had time to breathe. How you been, brother? You just rolled in. What happened? Were you in did you get stopped by cows on the way home or
no,
what's going on?
No, yeah, you're right. I just got home within like 3 minutes before the show started, something like that. But no, it is busy time here where I'm at, especially at school because there is district basketball tournaments coming up and it gets wild. Schools have very big basketball fan bases that take part in our district. So they're going to come in with a fury starting Wednesday, going all the way through next Saturday. So I'm going to be absolutely just everywhere busy.
Yeah.
And today the students didn't have school, but we did as teachers. So I was going in there trying to get some stuff built with another teacher so we could have things ready to go. Because he asked me to help him, and I said, yeah, no problem. And we just lost track of time. We got in the zone. I looked down and I'm like, oh, hell, I got a show. And I said, I'm not going to make it. We got to push it back a few minutes. And thankfully, you're awesome as a host. So
whatever.
We made that happen.
We needed you, dude. We couldn't go without you. That's the bottom line. It has nothing to do with me. But we're glad you're here. We're glad you made it. You're still experiencing kind of everything for the first time with your school, right? I mean, this is the first time you'll do this basketball thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's been district tournaments I've been to, but the last time I was at one when I was a senior in high school, and I was a student who didn't have to prepare anything. I just showed up.
Yeah.
So I'm learning all of this from the adult side of it. I'm learning it for the first time now. So next year, if it coincides with Super Bowl weekend and a Duct Tape Dynasty show, I'll know.
Well,
I'll know what to be prepared for next year. But knowing me, I'll forget, and it'll be a cram show all over again.
It's all good.
I'm alive and I'm here. Let's talk some football.
Yeah, let's do football, man. By the way, our comments are alive, and I appreciate and see all you guys out there. We got Wally, we got Bo in here, we got my wife Mary in here.
What?
Let's see. We got hey, there's Dan Hall, the Colonel. Hey, Brian Maxey's in here. Hey, what's up, guys? There's a whole bunch of comments, so I can't read them all. Not right now. But keep the comment section alive. We got lots of stuff coming up for you guys, to include some trivia questions. Of course, we're going to talk the game. We're going to talk a little bit of NFL honors. I was to give you guys a roadmap, they announced that, and some surprises and some expecteds and some awesome things, because one of our guys that sees everything we do, at least on the Instagram side of the house, may have won a pretty big award, and I think we all know what that is. So anyway, but before we get started, we're back to the regular show, and where we start from is our, the bully segment, as we shall maybe name it. Who knows? If I can figure out a cool, catchy name, I will. But Bully, are you ready to do the honor roll for the second to last probable time this season?
Getting goosebumps, but I am ready. Big.
All right, brother. Well, I'm turning it over to you. We'll begin with, number one. You know who it is. Go for it.
All right, so our first honor roll player of the week is Christian McCaffrey, with 20 rushes for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also caught 4 balls for 42 yards. Big week, Mr. McCaffrey, because, sir, you were on a roll. Travis Kelce, another big week on a roll with 11 receptions, 116 yards receiving with a touchdown, helping lead the Chiefs to another AFC championship win. Travis Kelce, sir, you were on a roll. Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, dude, I'm sleeping. Sorry. I'm reading comments. It was still on Christian McCaffrey. You're talking Travis Kelce. God dang it. All right, Pacheco, I'm ready. Back to you, Bully. This is a high-speed operation. Anyway, go for it. Damn it.
Pacheco with a nice little week. 24 yards, 24 rushes for 68 yards and a touchdown, catching 4 balls for 14 yards. Isaiah Pacheco, nice job. On a roll, brother. Nice tutty. And then Nick Bosa rounds up the list with 3 solo tackles and 2 key sacks for the San Francisco 49ers. Nick Bosa, you're on our honor roll segment, and I'm ready for the game. Can we start now?
Heck yeah, dude. I wish the game was tonight. I tell you what, the one thing I did like about those Thursday shows, and we are going to absolutely do that again next year, is the fact that there's a game right afterwards. So, we talk football. We get to kind of hang out with the guys and get the adrenaline flowing, the football adrenaline flowing, and then boom, we get to watch a game. So yeah, I wish there was a game tonight, but we got to wait a couple more days, but it's the biggest game of the year, and I'm way, way excited for it. And we'll talk about what we think is going to happen in that game. But first I want to say, Bully, thank you once again. Sorry for sleeping on you. I was reading comments over here. Oh gosh, man, we are a high speed professional operation. So anyway, I let you down, but we got there, brother. So yeah, some pretty decent performances in championship week. Again, a little weird that it was 2 weeks ago, but maybe next time we'll do an on a roll segment for the Pro Bowl, since they got all those. Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, did you guys watch any of the Pro Bowl games?
No.
No, I just saw some
I
highlights.
did last year, not this year.
Golf. I was watching the golf instead of the Pro Bowl. My buddy's like, you got to check it out. I'm like, no, it's the tournament coming down the stretch. So
yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, so those are our on a roll guys for 2 weeks ago. And we will, of course, as always, check in at the end of the show to let you know who won the poll, which, as you can see there on the, kind of right. Let's see, right here is the logo for Andrew's Instagram account. Andrew is dtd.bigskycountry, which we'll have all the socials at the end of the show. I made a slide that has them all. You guys can screenshot it if you want to and follow all these accounts. I've got Bully's account on there and stuff. But anyway, the official pollster is Andrew, and that's his little logo. And like I said, you guys, I'll have all the ats and all that stuff at the end of the show, so you guys can screenshot that and do that. But anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Andrew now because we've got our trivia segment, which is next. Andrew, are you ready for the first trivia question? I hope you guys are ready in the comment section because this is for you guys. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Do we have our trivia music ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. Which button is it? It's this one. I think it's this one. Oh, this is new trivia music, but yeah, we got it.
We're okay with it. Ooh, I like it. I like it. All right, trivia question number 1 for our big game show. We can't say the other one. For our Super Bowl show. You guys know it. Come on. All right, question number 1. There are 5 answers for this question. For those of you in the chat, we need you to play along. I know the answers. Josh knows the answers. Bully, you play along as well, my friend. But you need to answer. Name the 5 teams in the NFL that have only won 1 Super Bowl. 1 Super Bowl win for these 5 teams that are trying to get a second one sometime in their lifetime. But we need to know who only has 1.
Ooh, okay. So, Bully, you got predictions on this one, or do you know the answer? See, Andrew...
Guys, and this is what I think. I think I'm right. We'll see how right I am. I'm worried, but I got the Jets, the Eagles, the Bengals. Yeah.
Sorry, the music is screwing you up again. Say it again. You got the Jets. Who else?
Eagles, Bengals, Bears, and Seattle.
Eagles, Bengals, Bears, Seattle. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
List.
I will say. Now, I've got my wife throwing Saints in there. Did you say Saints?
No.
Yeah, we got... I know they got the Drew Brees one, and they didn't get any with old Arch Manning, that's for sure. He was the worst of the 3 Manning quarterbacks thus far. So, yeah, that could be a good guess. Saints is a good guess. Anybody else out there in comment land? Got some guesses? You can guess one team. You can guess them all. The Bears.
Got one from Wally. Bears.
Bully, I know you said the Bears. We all know they do have at least one because we had the 85 Bears. Old Walter Payton got his Super Bowl, so we know they got at least one. Bo's going with the Bengals as well. Dolphins from Dan Hall. Jets and Seahawks from Bo. Man, they're coming in hot now. So Seattle, we got Eagles.
We love to see it.
Yes, this is good. Great guesses. Let's go ahead and give it the reveal. Andrew, you want to tell them, or you want me to tell?
Let's do it.
Okay, there it goes, brother.
So our first ones, in no particular order, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. That was 1. Bully, I think you said that one. You nailed it. Next one, the New York Jets. Super Bowl number 3, and they haven't been back since.
Yep.
It was a guaranteed win with a subpar quarterback overall and probably the statistics of QBs. Then after that, we have the Bears, the 85 Bears. They got back there, but they lost to Peyton Manning.
Yes.
Then we have the Seahawks. We have the Saints. And I think I hit all of our 5.
Yeah, that's the 5. That is it. So the Dolphins, although I would have put them on my list because I know the 72 Dolphins. When else did they win it, though?
They won twice. They do have 2 wins.
They do. Okay.
They were early. They were early Super Bowls, but...
And then the Bengals, how many do the Bengals have?
I don't think they've won.
Have they?
Yeah.
They not won a single one?
They made it against the
'Cause I know-
Niners and got whipped twice, and they made it against the Rams and got beat 2 years ago.
Wow. I didn't realize they never won one. I thought Boomer Esiason got one done. I thought, the Icky Shuffle and all that stuff. I thought they got one, but I guess not. Anyway, so that's that question. Let's go to question number 2, which if you're doing the same one that I'm looking at, it's kind of has 2 parts to the answer. But you go in whatever order you want. I'll put up the rest.
The next one that I'm going to go on is definitely one that I didn't really know, and I still don't know the true answer to this one. Most of these, I know the answer. I send them to Josh. We collab. This one I did not know. We are looking for the most touchdowns thrown in one Super Bowl.
So this is 2-parter, I guess. You've got the number, obviously, and then who did. If you want to get into super details, you can go in what Super Bowl and all that, but I don't even know the answer to that. I've just got the guy that threw him and the number that he threw. So,
and you're talking one quarterback. I was thinking most touchdowns thrown total in a Super Bowl.
And I had to be specific with the way I worded it, in one Super Bowl. So it's most TDs thrown in one Super Bowl, because combined, I think that's easily Tom Brady. The guy's played in 11 of them. So
I was meaning like one game collectively, the most by both quarterbacks in one game.
Oh, okay. No, this is
not one person.
One person. One. Yep. One. So, Bully, what do you got?
I got 6, and I think I'm just off, so I'm just swinging it to 5, and I got Nick Foles against the Patriots.
Ooh, okay, Nick Foles. Now, that was the one where he caught one in the old Philly special, right? Sorry, brother. Sorry about it. We got
No, you're not.
we got. Hey, well, Jason Kelsey wouldn't have a Super Bowl if it wasn't for that, and neither would Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has a Super Bowl ring because of that. Anyway, we've got Bo came in with Esiason. I don't know if he was still talking about the Bengals in the Super Bowl wins, but
I think so.
But then you've got my wife coming in, Mary, with Mr. BYU. Okay, so we know who that is because her dad comes in next. 5, Steve Young is what he thinks. That's a great guess. Then we got Bo coming in, Joe Montana, but he says believes it was Steve Young. Brian saying Steve Young for the 49ers. So a lot of Steve Young. Let's see. Answer number 2. Let's bring her over. There it is. 6 touchdowns. Bully, you were right at the very beginning there. Shouldn't have switched it, but we'll take your first answer, 6. And it was thrown by old number 8, Steve Young, lefty, BYU. So great job in the comments as well. You guys nailed that one.
Yes.
So, one question left. Andrew, go.
Next question, third and final for Super Bowl show. What is the longest punt in the Super Bowl? We're looking for yardage. Also, if you might know the team that it came from, we'll take that too.
And or
the longest
player.
punt in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. This is a well-known kicker, a well-known punter, I will say, if that's a hint. Although it could be kind of a trick hint.
That could be.
So anyway, Bully, you know this one?
I just got the number 68 stuck in my head for yardage.
Ooh,
I don't know why I said that somewhere. I'm not sure, though.
That's solid. That's solid.
Solid.
Go with your gut, brother. Don't change it. We got 67.
Wally coming in saying a 99-yarder.
Wow, 99. Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine? Maybe.
That's a literal cannon.
Maybe. I mean, that's as far as it could go, man. So, because they measure the punts from the line of scrimmage, not from where they kick it. So you couldn't have over 100. Mary says laces out. I like it. Colquitt from Dan.
Britton Colquitt.
That's not a bad guess. Not a bad guess. Lots of comments. There's Dave. He showed up. What up, Mother Duckers? His signature call there. What's up, Dave? 69 yards. Of course, Dave would Guess 69 yards. There you go. He's filling in for Gil this weekend. All right. Well, it's Willow Roll. Okay, so here we go. Here's the answer. You ready, Andrew?
Yep.
Go for it.
All right. So our answer here is from the Los Angeles Rams. Mr. Johnny Hecker is one of the most famous punters out there. The trick question, I was thinking people were going to guess McAfee.
Yeah,
nobody
guessed
trying to get us to
McAfee.
do?
I thought people would. I mean, he's probably the second or third best known punter, if you will, in the NFL. And McAfee obviously being number one by a long shot.
That's true. And the number you guys were shooting, but you were shooting a little high. 65 yards. You got to dial it back a couple feet. And that's the longest punt in Super Bowl history. It was the longest punt and probably the most exciting play in the most boring Super Bowl of all time.
That was old 13-3, but the Bullies Patriots got a win out of that one, right?
That's true. They did.
Yep. So one of many that they had. So there you go. That's our trivia segment for this evening. Good questions, good answers, and thank you, Andrew, for taking us along on that road. So
always a pleasure.
Let's talk about the week that was a couple weeks ago. Obviously, only 2 games to talk about, and we got to kind of dig in our memory to talk about them. But the main thing we're looking at here is our wins and losses on the predictions. So let's bring it over. There it is, the games that were, the week that was, however you want to term it. We know that, obviously, at this point, we are well-versed in the fact that Kansas City beat Baltimore and Lamar by a sizable margin. And then, boy, the Lions almost got it done against San Francisco, but San Francisco came back with a heck of a second half, got her done, and got it done versus the Lions. So let's see. Dave was 2-0. Then the field was 1-1, and I think Wally was 0-2. So you had the Thermalins kind of taking the front and the rear there. Wally being Dave's dad. So Wally 0-2, Dave 2-0. Everybody else 1-1 on that game. Boys, what did you think? I know we got to dig kind of into the subcockles of our minds here to remember it, but what did you think of the games? Any comments from the week that was 2 weeks ago?
It was fun. I mean, we had been predicting it. I think it was Bully actually giving you credit that said it for a Dan Campbell meltdown. And what are you doing on 4th down? So you're right, Bully. You nailed it.
Yep. Dude, go ahead.
I said watching the games. That's got to be, everyone's saying, well, he stuck with his plan. That was one of the worst, if not the worst coaching decisions I have ever seen in a playoff game because they were on the 31-yard line. So even if you pick up a first, if they stop you again, now you got to kick a field goal again. What the was going through Dan Campbell's head to make that call? All balls, we said in the chat, all balls, no brains. Man. I think you said, right, Andrew?
Yeah, I said I'll give him balls for doing that. Like,
yeah.
If there's any time or any game to do some ballsy stuff because it matters, it's that one, but don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Dude, it was, that was his Brandon Staley moment. And it bit him just like it bit Brandon Staley for 3 years. Dan Campbell, I think, will hopefully learn from it. Because there was 2, I think, 4th downs where he really, and he stuck to his plan. And I get it. But, dude, it's situational football. You are in the NFC Championship game. Your team, the Lions, has a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Dude, take the points. Take the points. And I think that is a lesson he definitely learned. And yes, this graphic, as has been pointed out in the comments by Bo, this graphic has been corrected to include the orange check marks to where they're supposed to be. I let Bo, he did get his check marks in before game time, so I didn't officially disqualify him from the pick'em. So, although either way, he's winning the season. So there you go. There you go. He has secured the win. Bo went with. Oh, wait a second. No. Why does Bo have Kansas City and San Francisco? He should be 2-0. That's not right. He had. Bo, who'd you take? I can't remember.
I think he took Kansas City, even though he hated the fact that he
Okay,
did.
so I've got the graphic wrong. Bo as well was 2-0. My bad, boys. So Bo was 2-0 as well. Dave was 2-0. Wally 0-2. The rest of us 1-1. So my bad there. My bad. I'll have to correct that. Either way, even if he went 0-2, he's still going to end up winning the league. So let's go to the standings that were, and then the standings that are. Like I said, we're going to kind of blaze through this and kind of just get to our game. Let's see. I got to remember how to fade this over. So as you guys can see, the way it was before was you had Bo clearly out in the lead at 63.7%, Cole 62, tied with Dave at 62. Then you had Wally at 60.6, myself and Andrew tied at 59.9, and then Bully coming in at 57.7. So let's go to the new standings, and we'll bring it over. And there we go. I'm going to actually this time read off the numbers of it, and then we'll get to the percentages as well. So Bo 181 and 103, Cole 176, 108, Dave 176, 108, Wally 172 and 112, Andrew 170, 114, tied with myself at 170 and 114, and then Bully, I'm sorry, brother, 164 and 120. And I don't think you can catch us. Mathematically, it looks like you, sir, are going to get the Iron Chef with cow pie cluster. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
And he gets the color pink next year. It's not me.
Andrew, you are forever, well, at least for this year, not going to be pink next year. How about that? So
I'll be blue. We're
congratulations. Good. Yeah, you'll get some other color. But so the percentages, Bo 63.7%. Do I have the new ones up there? Oh man, I screwed up that graphic too. Doggone it. Well, whatever. You get it. Sorry, guys. Let's go to the big game and let's talk about the picks. This is why we're all here. Here we go. So as I said at the beginning of the season, the middle of the season, and now the end of the season, even during the Super Bowl, the big game, the whatever you want to call it, we're not going to just have the one game to pick. We're going to have three. So it's two prop bets basically in the game itself. So San Francisco or Kansas City, heads or tails on the coin flip, and then over under, which we just set it at 47.5. I think that's what it opened at. Either way, that's what we went off of. So, let's see. Okay. The game. I am actually, well, what do you guys think we should talk about first? Bully, you think we should start with kind of the over under, work our way through the props and then talk game last? Or should we just hit it off with the game and then work the prop bets?
Well, I mean, I think, as far as it, I would start with the game.
Okay.
And we'll say who we like, and then we can move on to the over and the under, and then move on.
Sure. Okay. Well, I will say I was surprised, and I am surprised that the lean, at least, will go San Francisco's way. I thought for sure everybody was going to go Kansas City. I thought, because to me, it just seems obvious that Kansas City is going to win this game. I mean, you look at San Francisco, and although that's the team I want to win, that's the Cinderella story, that's the Brock Purdy. I've talked and ranted about him and that team all season long. Christian McCaffrey, I mean, they are awesome, but they kind of barely got to the Super Bowl, boys. So I thought for sure everybody was going to hit on KC because Kansas City appears to kind of like be hitting their stride, be feeling good at this point. And I mean, they came out and kind of just got business done all throughout the playoffs and solidified their slot right into the Super Bowl for the 7th or 8th time in the last 8 years or whatever it is. Like it's insane how many times these guys, they're the new Patriots. But so let's break it down. Who went what way. We have, let's see, Wally, Bo, Andrew, and Cole all went with San Francisco. So, Bully, as you and I are well versed, anytime that orange check mark ends up on the other side of the aisle from our check marks, I get a little bit nervous. What do you think? Why did you pick Kansas City? And what do you think about more of our guys going the San Francisco way than the Kansas City way?
Well, I mean, I'm surprised. I think a lot of those picks are based on who they want to win and not who we think should win. Because I mean, if you're looking at it, I picked Kansas City because I just can't pick against Patty. I did it last week, made that mistake. I thought Baltimore was a better team, and this Kansas City team's an absolute juggernaut. I mean, San Francisco's got the best team they've put in a Super Bowl in the last 10, 11 years since they've been making these games back in, what was it, 2013, 2014?
Something like that, yeah.
This is one of the best teams in football. So they're capable of spreading out that Kansas City defense. But the way they were prepared last week to stop Lamar was a great performance. And I just think they are absolutely, we said it earlier, we got our segment on a roll. This team is steamrolling their way through the playoffs. And they look like they belong. You know what I mean? And just that sense of, this is what they do. This is who they are in Kansas City. So I can't pick against Patty. I can't pick against, Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs right now, especially the way that defense is playing all playoffs. And then you got Kelsey and Rice and Pacheco playing some good football. So it's going to be a hard-fought game. I can understand why you go Niners, but I'm just saying, I think Kansas City's doing way too much going into this game. And now that we're here, hopefully that week off doesn't slow them down. But based on how I just feel like they're a more solid team than San Francisco. I do. I think it's a more hard-nosed, tough football. And the Niners are spread you out, move the ball, surprise, and all that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. By the way, for everybody in the comments, let us know your picks for the game, for heads and tails, over under. The over under, if you don't know what that is, it's total points, predicting whether or not the total point score will be over 47.5 or under 47.5. Anyway, so and I'll read off some of those comments as they come in. Bully, I like that take. I think that's solid. I think you that's exactly the way I feel. I mean, now I know I already said it, but I'm going to say it again. I want San Francisco to win. I want the Brock Purdy story to happen. So this is another one of those where it's kind of like I can't lose. I mean, because if KC wins, I get the win. The check mark was on the correct side of history. But if San Francisco wins, it's the Brock Purdy story and the Cinderella story and all that stuff. And that's so cool. So I feel like I can't lose this one. I do just hope it's a good game. So Andrew, though, you, sir, have a check mark on the other side of the Lombardi there. You went with San Francisco. Why?
I went with San Francisco. Yes, some of the personal factor came into it. I want San Francisco to win. That has been the case for a while now. If you've been paying attention or listening at all, that has been the case. I also think that even though San Francisco is a more storied franchise, has a lot more trophies in the case than Kansas City does, I think San Francisco has more to play for than Kansas City does this year. They met up 4 years ago in the Super Bowl. These teams met once before, and Kansas City came out and took that win away from San Francisco. San Francisco, you saw it when they were done, that George Kittle, Nick Bosa, all of those guys said right then and there, this is not going to happen again. And they are playing for it. They know what's on the table. They are fired up. And some of those are two names that I said that without them, the team's completely different. They light fires under their teammates because we've praised George Kittle about how much we love him just being one of the guys.
Yes.
We love that. And Nick Bosa's scary, man.
Yeah, he is.
Like, if he gets pissed, I'm running.
Heck
He'll
yeah.
catch me because I'm slow as hell, but I'm running. So I think San Francisco has more to play for. They have the chip on their shoulder, and I think they want to silence the Kansas City crowd. Now, granted, Kansas City is embracing their villain role they've been given by the media this year. They're embracing it. They're doing really well. I agree with you, Bully, on facts you said about Kansas City. I just think it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out slugfest, and I think that the Niners are going to just be a couple points ahead.
Interesting.
It's going to be close. I think it'll be a
Interesting.
closer game than people might give it credit for.
Okay. Bully, you got any reattacks on that?
I do. I think a lot of people want to think, this is a grudge match and everything else. But the way Kansas City plays, once they got you, they got you. And that's what I've noticed with them and the Bills. I've seen that with teams like Baltimore. And I know the Bengals got past them. So maybe this Niners team is different. And it very well could be. I think that's the biggest reason that I thought of picking the Niners. But Kansas City looks like that team. Once they got you, they got you. Grudge match, something to prove. Everything else, part of the New England pun. They're gonna kind of deflate the Niners.
Well played, sir.
Take the air out of the balls is what I was trying to say. I think they're gonna go in there and do what Kansas City's been doing. I don't think you're wrong for picking the Niners. I think they're a solid team with a real shot at winning, and that is why they're there. But I just think once this Kansas City team has you, and they know they have you, they have you.
Yeah.
You're right. I've said a few times before where it's one of those you make your pick, and then you get a gut feeling where you're not sure. I'm not saying I got that completely, but it's that point that you said there that was in the back of my head going, yeah, it rattled me a little bit, but I'm still confident with San Francisco. I'm more confident it's going to be a really good game, but I would love to see San Francisco win. So that's why I'm sticking with my guns there. Plus, it's too late now. The graphics up.
So question for both of you. I'm going to come to you first, though, Bully. Based upon the fact that Kansas City, once they got you, they got you. And I mean, if anything happens before an NFL game, it is that each team knows the other team. The amount of studying that happens is insane, right? So San Francisco knows that Kansas City is they know that Kansas City is that team. They get up on you. Good luck, brother, because getting out of that chokehold is not easy. Can it be done? Sure, I guess anything can be done. But so knowing what they know about the other team, if you're San Francisco, you win the coin toss. The trend now is to defer so you get it in the second half. But knowing what they know, based upon what you said, sorry to hit it again. If you're San Francisco, you win the coin toss. Do you say, no, give me the ball? Or do you take that risk?
Okay, I really do, because it makes all the sense in the world. But I still think you defer because Kansas City battled back last week. They did. I know the 49ers battled back last week. And I know I lost my train. They battled back last week. And I know Kansas City is one of those teams. Once they get rolling, they're rolling. And I know I picked them. But this Niners team's got fight. And I will say that. And it's never say don't, I would say, with the Niners, especially after the Detroit win. To deal with adversity and something like that, I really don't go out there and take the ball, because if Kansas City comes out and gets a stop, that's even more momentum. So go out there, trust your defense, and then once you figure out what they're trying to do, you can come out in the second half with your game plan for the second half and hopefully put points on the board. I think you got to defer. I do think in today's NFL, the way the game's played, the way these defenses run, the amount of film teams do on each other, it's easier to get into that locker room and then get the ball afterwards, make your adjustments, and then go back out there with the football.
And we did see them make quite an adjustment against the Lions last 2 weeks ago. So, Andrew, I see you nodding over there. You're nodding in agreement. You still defer if you're San Francisco?
I'd still defer. I like what Bully said. If you get out hot on the Kansas City Chiefs and they get a big stop, that'll only flip the script in their favor as a quick 180. I have never seen in recent history for football a team that can flip a script so fast as Kansas City can. You got to trust your defense. They have some monsters on that Niners defense like Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. We talked about it. Dre Greenlaw, all of those guys. You got to be careful with Kelsey because him and Mahomes have some weird secret weapon stuff that they pull out in the playoffs. Obviously, they took the record, and it's theirs. Yep. I think they plan to extend it this week. So you got to be careful. You got to play them right. It's like playing chess, and if you let them loose, it starts being like checkers where you just start going around jumping everybody.
Yeah.
But I think you defer because if you get that momentum off of halftime, you could catch them lagging as well because this halftime is longer. They have the performance, all of this stuff. It's like a 20-minute halftime instead of like a 15. So you get a little extra time to get them to relax. But overall, I think this game ends in the last 4 minutes. It ends in the last 4 minutes of the thing. And it's gonna be close either way, but it's gonna come down to that fourth quarter with very little time left for this game to be sealed.
I hope you are right. Now let me catch up on comments, and then if I forget, ask me because I'm going to give my answer to that question. But we've got some good comments coming in, so we've got all sides of it. We've got answering the question that I just asked. We've got people giving their picks. So Brian Maxey says Kansas City tails under. That's exactly what I took. Brian, I think you're right. Chiefs heads under is what my wife says. So just going opposite of me on the coin toss. I went under because I just think the defense is, I hope it goes over. I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, anyway. Wally says God is on Purdy's side. Very great spiritual young man. I tell you what, Purdy has definitely won quite a few hearts over in America. Now we've got the Kelsey Swift story, which is stealing the hearts of America all over. But yeah, I agree, Wally. Purdy is one heck of a dude. Everything I see about that guy just makes me like him more. So somebody pulled the fire alarm in the Niners hotel this morning at like 6 a.m., Bo says. That's pretty sweet.
And the coaches didn't even know.
That's a standard move. That happens a lot. Okay, Dan Hall saying Chiefs 24-17. I could see that. I could see that being the game. Yeah, that puts them at what? That's 34-41 points, so that would be under. Yeah. Okay, Wally's saying double team Kelsey. Bo's saying, yep, Fred Warner is going to be on Kelsey like tidy whities. Well, he better be. But I tell you, if the Chiefs get the drops again, watch out. Watch out. That is one thing that will kill them. Once the Chiefs took Tony out of the lineup, they've been lights out. Nothing stopping them, not even more. So my answer to that question is I think I take the ball if I'm San Francisco because of the fact that I don't want to get down on this team. And so I've got to take my shot. Dan Campbell took his shot, and he lost. So it might be a losing strategy for me. But if I'm the Niners and I win the coin toss, I'm taking that ball and I'm doing everything I can to score. I'm having my boys now. Of course, I wouldn't honestly do this, but having them each drink 6 Red Bulls right before the opening snap, and just freaking go nuts out there and get the Get that score on our side. That's my theory for what San Francisco should do if they win the toss. If Kansas City wins the toss, I think do whatever, because I think Kansas City's going to walk away with this game. I think that 24-17's the definite. Yeah, I could see that. I could see even maybe a little more. I could see a 31-17, something like that. But I think it's going to be somewhat lopsided. However, some other things that I did want to point out. Did you guys see the little bit about, and I didn't tell you I was going to bring this up, but speaking of worthless statistics and historical things, have you seen the bit about how often the white jerseys win versus the colored jerseys?
I did see that.
Like it is like massively skewed. Like
it's in the Niners' favor. They're wearing white this year.
The Niners are wearing white jerseys, and it's like, okay, both times the Patriots played against the Giants, they were in their colored jerseys. Giants were wearing white. Giants won. You know, I mean, I think even when the Patriots, God, who else did they lose to?
The Eagles were wearing their colored uniforms.
Okay, so, but it is drastically lopsided. So you've got that going for the Niners, I guess, if you want to call that something. But then I saw this thing that's been going around today about the number 13. Have you guys seen this bit?
Oh, this is so stupid.
This is so dumb.
This is so dumb.
Okay, so 13 is like a big Taylor Swift number thing.
It's also unlucky.
Well, to
no
her,
one's remembering that.
To her, it's lucky. To Brock Purdy, it's lucky. So,
oh yeah, good point.
But so they were saying all these things like, okay, the Super Bowl is bully on what date? It's on the 11th of February, right? So 11 plus 2 is 13, right? Okay, it's Super Bowl 58. 5 plus 8 is 13. They're playing the 49ers. 4 plus 9 is 13. Taylor Swift has been to 12 football games. This will be her 13th football game. It's like,
this is so dumb.
It's so dumb.
The officials just call this the Taylor Bowl.
I mean, you know, so who knows when we're, you know, is it going to be the jerseys that do it? Is it going to be the Taylor Swift 13 factor? Who knows? Who knows what's really going to win this game?
All excuses, but actually playing football.
Yeah, right. Except for the actual game that's about to be played. But
I changed my pick just based on that information.
On the 13. Yeah.
I don't even want the Chiefs to win anymore.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was like I saw this and I was like, geez. Oh, the other one.
She's not even playing, you know what I mean?
I know. The other thing is the Tokyo flight is 13 hours. That was the other thing. It's like, geez.
Yeah, that's
oh
right.
my gosh.
So dumb.
My wife has now come in and said, it's fate. It's fate, you know. So
is Aunt Mary a Swiftie? Because I'm not past her.
She took me to the Taylor Swift movie concert.
Oh yeah.
Thing. I was like, oh, this is 3 hours. Wow. Okay. That's awesome.
Pockets going in at least. You could have a little fun at the movie.
Man, alive. I just filled my gut with popcorn and ices, and I was perfectly happy. So okay, anyway, that's the game. Lots of theories on it. Who knows which way it's going to go? The lean and the orange check mark that has
I'm happy to be on both teams. Happy to be on both teams this time.
The orange check mark has been this nemesis that has been wandering around our pick'em, and it's Bo's check mark, the leader in the clubhouse, of which his sister also came in on our fantasy football league and just mopped the floor with us. So it runs in the family. I love it. But by God, they can't do a Mount Rushmore for anything.
Nope, they can't.
They stink at that. So anyway, all right. So heads or tails, Bully, you and the orange check marker on heads. Everybody else is going tails. I'm kind of a tails never fails guy. There's not much.
That's it.
Yeah, there's not much to this. Usually you're either a heads guy or a tails guy. Is there a reason why you're a heads guy or that you went with heads?
Oh, I don't know. I just like that side of the coin better. I always have. It's got it's a quarter. It's George Washington's face facing up. So I've always picked heads. Even playing Madden, always picked heads. I noticed every time I picked tails, I lost. But 70% of the time when I pick heads, I'd end up winning.
Okay.
So I've always picked heads.
That's solid. That's solid. Let's see. So then we go over under, and it's split 4-3. Again, with 4 of y'all going with the over. They always say, life's too short to bet the under. And
All
three of us
took the under.
Yeah, we all went with the under.
Yeah.
I just think defensively, I think there's going to be,
Right. I think
47.
all of them want the air show, and all of us want the grudge match.
Yeah.
We all want the boxing match. They want the air show. And I think, I don't know if my math is going to go for the over, but I mean, I'm still picking the under, but I wouldn't be shocked if a final score ends up being close to 28-24.
Yeah.
I know that technically is over,
Oh, yeah,
but I
that's
want
over.
the under.
Yep. Even like a 27-21.
Right. It's going to be,
they're
I
pretty
think, 4
good.
points somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Is it going to come down to a missed field goal somewhere or a fourth down? I mean, these coaches aren't really the big fourth down, go for it guys. They're the smarter about the game, in my opinion.
My theory, if I may.
Yeah, go for it.
I've heard, I watch a ton of other sports-related stuff on YouTube. I follow all of that. And they said something that I kind of liked, and I thought about it a little bit more, and I think it's plausible. I would not be shocked. Granted, I don't want this to happen because I want the Niners to win. I would not be shocked, though, if their kicker misses a field goal in the second quarter and they go into halftime feeling a little bit down, but then they come out with a touchdown to compensate for that. Because their kicker's been having some issues this year, honestly.
Yeah.
Mooney or whatever his name is, he's been having some off days. And I think he might miss one, and then everyone's going to start to panic a little bit, but the team will come back and compensate with another touchdown when it matters most. That's my thought.
Okay. That's fair. Dan actually just looked up apparently the history. Dan is the colonel in the comments, by the way, if you guys don't know. And he said it's been heads 27 times, tails 30 times. So that's 47% to 53. So it's
I went tails
50,
never fails.
50.
Tails never fails only because heads bit me last year.
Dude, I think it's been heads the last 3 years in a row. I
Not
think,
last year.
Was it tails
I
last
picked
year?
heads last year, and Dave made fun of me for it because he was like, tails never fails. So I picked tails this time because heads bit me last year.
Yeah.
I'm on my soapbox.
Fair enough. So, all right. So that is, my Mac is almost out of battery because apparently that stopped working as well. Holy cow. Oh no. TVs are shutting off. What is going on?
Welcome to the Duct Tape Dynasty experience.
We might lose the show. It's literally oh my gosh. Why is it? This is just catastrophic. It's plugged in. Oh my gosh, my screen over here is blinking on and off. Now my cameras are blinking at me. We're about to lose the show, guys. We're about to be done.
We're glitching out on the feed, bully.
We're glitching.
Children first, guys. Women and children first.
Yeah, I think that's it. Here comes the outro music. Holy cow. Good God, man. This is it. I mean, we don't have time for the NFL honors because my plug-in's not working.
We'll cover that in a couple of
Yes. Special show.
Yep. Or next, whatever. Either way. After this, whatever.
Oh my gosh. My headphones are going out. We're done.
Don't beat yourself up.
Oh, you guys are gone now. Oh, well, crap.
If they can still hear us, we love you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll
Yeah.
cover this later. We'll see you next time on DTD.
Something like
Hey,
that. Oh, my gosh. Now my mouse is quitting. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, my gosh.